Hi everyone! This week I want to talk to you about accepting the diagnosis of Tourette syndrome. This can kind of be a touchy and tough subject for a lot of people, and I understand why that is, because for some people it's really easy, for some people it's incredibly difficult, and then for some people it's that answer and that sigh of relief that they've been looking for so long that it's a weight lifted off of their shoulders because they finally have an answer for what's going on with them and why they're moving, and knowing that they're not crazy, which I know out of experience, even with other medical conditions, can be wonderful just for that, not even necessarily satisfaction, but just for that justification, knowing that everything that you've been going through, everything that you've been talking about, there's an answer for it, and there was no reason for anybody not to believe you if that had been happening already or in the past. I got my diagnosis when I was 7 years old, so to be honest, I don't remember a lot about it. I remember going to the neurologist, of course, but to be honest with you, most of my appointments, what I remember the most is the little bridge that was outside of her office that I insisted on going across on the way in and on the way out, and that she gave me a blow pop every time I went. I remember her asking me questions. I remember my mom being asked about, I believe she was asked about a lot of my birthmarks because I have over 20 of them all over my body, and there's something to be said for people who have a lot of birthmarks. I believe that it's a theory that some people with a lot of birthmarks have neurological conditions, but I'm pretty sure that that's not fact in any way, shape, or form, so I'm not sure what the correlation is there, but I just know I have a lot, so like I said, I don't remember a lot about it, so I don't remember if it was a sigh of relief or anything like that. I think I remember accepting it fairly early on, and I think my parents are to be thanked for that because they're the ones that helped me, and they never made it seem like it was a big deal. I think it was probably a bigger deal for them than it was for me, but they never let that show to me. They learned as much as they could about it. My family did as well, but they never wanted me to know that they were learning about it because they were scared or anything like that. It was just finally an answer. My mom knew something was wrong with me, and so that was her answer, and she knew. So now she had something to look at. Now she had something to research. She knew that it was a possibility that it would make life harder for me, and I'm not saying that it hasn't, because it absolutely has. Things like working and school and everything, although I take pride in the fact that I've excelled in all of them, it doesn't mean that it wasn't hard, and it doesn't mean that I've had to work harder than most people in the room. Now, accepting a Tourette syndrome diagnosis, it can be a really scary thing, especially because that diagnosis also comes with the information that there's also no cure. It comes with the information that it could be mild today and it could be 10 times worse tomorrow, and so on. It could go up and down. It's a roller coaster ride. That's the best way to describe how Tourette syndrome feels and what it's like from day to day, even from hour to hour. And that's really scary. We live in a world where people like to hide behind their keyboards. I've had rude things said to me on my videos here, and I've been told that I'd be more interesting if I swore more. I would be accused of actually not having Tourette syndrome, and not only do people get to hide behind their keyboard and their computer screen, but people just feel like they get to say whatever they want without any repercussions, and that's because in the world we live in, it kind of is true. So it's really hard to get that diagnosis and feel positive about it, or even get to that positive place. And I know it's probably a broken record, and it's probably what a lot of people say, and it's so much easier said than done, but a positive attitude and taking the positive out of that diagnosis is something that has helped me throughout my entire life. And I truly believe once you accept it, and once you accept what it means for you in your life, and once you know that it means your life's unpredictable, whether you like it or not, it's going to make things that much easier. I'm not saying it'll be easier to accept it. I'm not saying it's easy to do so either, because it's not. It's not easy to accept the fact that you have this thing where your body is never yours again. I would be lying if I said that I never struggle with that thought myself still, even with my positive attitude. It sucks to know that no matter what happens, I guess maybe years down the road, maybe they'll fade away, but that hasn't been the case for me. They've only gotten worse over the years. But no matter what I do, no matter how hard I try, my body's never going to be mine. And those of you watching this Tourette syndrome, I know you feel the same way. And that sucks. And it's okay to be angry about it. And it's okay to be upset. It's okay to throw something, nothing that'll break. And it's okay to go through that period of just anger and upset and sadness. But there has to be a time where you're okay to accept it, because it just makes life so much harder than it has to be. And Tourette syndrome already does that for us. We do not need to help it. But like I said, I know it's easier said than done, but it's just something that comes with time, I think. If it's not something that you learned or something that you've adapted to as a child going through it now, or if you've just been diagnosed as an adult, that takes time for that diagnosis to sink in. So allow yourself to feel that. Allow yourself to go through all of those emotions. Go and talk to somebody if you need to. You can reach out to me. I'm more than happy to talk to you. Sometimes it takes me a really long time to get back to people, and I apologize about that. But it's something that you can do, and I think it's important for you to take the time that you need and really do your research about the disorder. Find something that helps you, whether that is a medication, whether that's a sport, music, singing, dancing. There's going to be something out there that helps you get through it. Find that support system and find out what you need to do to make your life easier. Because, like I said, Tourette syndrome makes it hard enough on us. We don't need to help it. And learning how to accept that diagnosis is something that's going to come from inside. I can't accept it for you. I can't make it easier for you, but I can certainly be here to help you get through it if necessary. I know this probably wasn't the most helpful, but I hope that it was helpful in some way, because we all have to help each other here, and we all have to learn how to get through this together, because everybody's gonna learn about Tourette syndrome one day. I promise you that. But in the meantime, we have to help each other, and we have to learn how to accept ourselves before we expect other people to accept us too. And I think dealing with that diagnosis and that title is the first step in doing so. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you in my next video. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and share my video with all your friends so we can keep spreading awareness. I'll talk to you guys next time.